Ready now for the Visa men's 100 meters. The world record, Asafa Powell running it just recently in 9.77 seconds. He out of Jamaica, and the American record, Tim Montgomery, 9.78. And Asafa Powell just recently on June 14th on the same track where he had the misfortune of finishing 5th in the Olympics in 9.91, running 9.77, and American runners very, very cognizant of this world mark, guys.
Well, they should be. I mean, 9.77, and there's a lot of pride of authorship in the United States. There's only been 5 athletes that have ever had the world record that were not Americans.
That has set the stage for a blazing year in the 100 meters, and part of the maybe trilogy, whatever you want to call it, it might start right here. This might be the second phase. Certainly the runners here in this field in the Visa men's 100 meters with the talent and ability to equal that, several of them. As we go through the lane assignments, in lane 1, it's Marty Scales, 2003 NCAA champion.
And Scales has had really a very good year this year, although he may have his work cut out for him. He could wind up halfway through the race being a step or two behind the rest of the field. A noted good starter.
Walter Dix, meanwhile, in lane 2 out of Florida State, just 19 years old. Guys, I can tell you personally, lives just a few blocks from me up the road in southern Florida. He is a very talented runner, the NCAA champ out of Florida State.
But as we see so often with the college kids, long season, lots of rounds already, and into this headwind could be tough for some of these athletes. Mark
Jelks with a qualifying time of 10.08. He was at the center of the controversy, which ultimately got Justin Gatlin reinstated into the men's 100 meters.
Because he had flinched during the race, and it was determined that he pulled Gatlin off. Gatlin was reinstated in the race. He is coached by Maurice Green's first coach as he came on the national scene, Al Hobson.
And speaking of the guys who are coaching good runners right now, Leonard Scott is with that HSI group, John Smith, and Leonard Scott has had a very successful year so far.
And Leonard Scott gets a chance to see Maurice Green in practice every single day, and has certainly learned from him as well as the tutelage of John Smith. It's got to be tough to be handling 2 great sprinters like that who are ultimately going to face off for gold medals in world championships and ultimately even Olympic games.
Now this is where it really gets interesting. Sean Crawford, the 2004 Olympic champ in the 200 meters and finished 4th last year in Athens in the 100 meters. He is a bit of an enigma. He has a world of talent, and right now he is engrossed in a war of words with Maurice Green, but when Crawford focuses, he can beat anybody.
He can. He's one of the 3 Olympic gold medalists. In there is Crawford, and here's another one, Maurice Green. And he's the sage of the group at this point.
Well, you know, they're back to that whole who has better top end speed discussion. I don't think there's any discussion. Michael Johnson is the all-time top end speed guy. These guys need to knock it off and run their own race. But Sean Crawford has been brilliant in the 100 meters once in a while, but the 200 really is his race. Maurice Green is a world champion in the 200 meters from 1999, but the 100 is really his race. I love seeing these guys who have strength match up in a race where they've got to run into the wind.
Gatlin, the Olympic champion. I don't know if he's favored in this race. It's that close. And he stayed out of the fray, did Gatlin. These other 2 guys, Green and Crawford. Green says, I have the best top-end speed. He's standing next to Crawford. When he says it, Crawford says, you're lying.
Justin Gatlin ran a 10.00 in the semifinal. Brian Blanton, the 2-time NCAA indoor champ, and out of Oklahoma.
He looked good in the semifinal. This is a young man who can certainly take advantage of the fact that no one's really looking at him to do anything. Once these kids get out of college, they get a chance to run a few less races, and that will make them sharper.
And Ray Edwards in lane 9, qualifying time of 10.09, the 2000 U.S. junior champion.
And Ray may say after this race, this was a great experience because he is obviously not favored to do something, and obviously that means no pressure.
The Visa men's 100 meters. Asafa Powell threw down the gauntlet a couple of weeks ago, setting a new world record of 9.77. Time for the American men to respond here. That's Maurice Green, the former world record holder. When he had it, it was 9.79. Green out of lane 6, Crawford in lane 5. Crawford the fastest qualifier at 9.99.
Gatlin is in lane 7, closest to the camera. Whoops, he's getting there to stand up here.
And Ray Edwards put his hand up, and they came out of the blocks.
Ray did that out of nervousness.
And don't forget, here's a look. Larry, interesting comparison.
Yeah, I found this in ESPN, the magazine that came out last week. Look at the Kentucky Derby. How fast can somebody, 100 meters in a race like the Kentucky Derby, how fast does a horse cover it? 6.21 seconds. And look at Justin Gatlin's time over 100. Isn't that extraordinary? Lance Armstrong does the same time as Gatlin on a bike at the Tour de France.
Yeah, I'll take Gatlin over Armstrong any day in a sprint. Gatlin was DQ'd for the false start, then reinstated because the runner beside him, Mark Jelks, flinched.
One quick tidbit here. Lanes 5, 6, and 7. Crawford, Green, and Gatlin, not known as brilliant starters. They all have to focus. The guy that gets out best will have probably a 1-foot lead on the others. Top end speed, lifting in the middle of the race should determine the winner.
Running into a slight headwind right now in the Visa men's 100 meters. Leonard Scott, got to look out for him as well. He's in lane 4. Dropped cleanly. Crawford got out very slow. Scott rocketed out of the blocks. Green trying to make a move and catch him. It's ready. And Green pulls up. It's Scott. Gatlin now. Gatlin got it in the tape. Maurice Green is down on the track. Gatlin wins in 10.08.
Justin Gatlin simply shows up when it's a championship race. People were discounting him at the Olympic Games in Athens, as we see Maurice in a lot of pain down on the track. He pulled up at about a 75-meter mark. Gatlin is the guy. He's one of the most competitive athletes we've ever seen in the sprints. He stays out of the fray. He lets the other athletes distract themselves as they're now attending to Maurice Green.
And you know, Dwight, just watching pull muscles over the years, that's a real pull. He grabbed the center of his leg as opposed to very, very high. The center of the leg does heal a little better, but it depends on how bad the tear might be. That looks like a real hamstring injury.
Maurice Green went down like a shot at about the 70-meter mark when it appeared as if he was starting to make a move. There he is on the left of your screen. Maurice Green, Gatlin to his left, and then Green just pulling up right there.
Replay.
It was on this very track where he ran well last year. They used a fire extinguisher to put out his shoes, but no such success this year for Maurice Green, grabbing that left hamstring and now getting up and trying to walk off the track. His training partner, Leonard Scott, showing much concern.
The official time is 10.08 seconds for Justin Gatlin. Crawford second in 10.17 seconds into a strong wind of over 5 miles an hour. Tremendous time. If this was legal and had a one tailwind, they're running 9.8, 9.9 seconds flat.
Dwight, you mentioned it. Justin Gatlin, like he did last year in Athens, just seems to come up when the moment counts the most.
He doesn't care about any of the semifinal stuff. He almost had a huge hiccup in the prelims, and Leonard Scott looked like the runaway winner in this particular race. Lane 4, he was gone, but he knew he was going to have people close on him, and that's when Maurice Green pulled it. Look at Justin Gatlin. He closed like a house on fire in the last 40 meters and relegated Scott all the way down to 3rd place. Gatlin winning easily, seemed to come out of nowhere.
Tremendous top-end speed by Gatlin. He answers the question that maybe I'm the fastest guy on 2 feet.
Sean Crawford, meanwhile, guys, he came on strong at the end after that absolutely egregious, horrific start and finished second in 10:17. But that is a picture, a monument of concern right now. Maurice Green, but on the podium, in first place, Justin Gatlin, the gold medalist. As we update the standings now, as Gatlin and Godina tied for first. Richards with a great performance today in the women's 400 meters, laying down the fastest time in that event this year, winning. Demas in second in the Visa Championship Series. The winners getting $25,000 each. Don't forget, we'll be with you again tomorrow. Join us for the 2005 USA Outdoor Track and Field Championships presented by Visa on ESPN2. That starts at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Come up next at Sports Center. What an outstanding, compelling day it was today. Webb in the men's 15, and Justin Gatlin said, hey, don't forget about me. How do you like me now? For Larry Rawson, Dwight Stones, and Leslie Maxey, I'm Mark Jones. So long, everybody, from Carson, California.
That's exactly what I want.